People worry about you. Fans, maybe your teammates.
Why they worry about me?
Well,
I am a successful black man in America doing incredibly well. What's the worry
They
about
worry
me?
about you.
There are way more people in this world to worry about than me, that's for sure.
But we're here now. So
we're all here. I don't think you should worry about me.
Okay.
I'm doing pretty well. If you would have told me when I was 13 years old in Saginaw, Michigan, without a pot to piss in, that you'd be sitting here and somebody would say they're worried about you, I would have probably told them they were out of their mind. I'd be sitting here and they'd be worried about me.
Well, they're worried from themselves too. They want to know.
They don't feed.
They know the team needs you.
So why are they worried?
Because they know the team needs you.
But they don't feed
and
them.
They don't know if
their
you're going to be here.
Doing this. I'm here. I've been here for 13 years now.
If you're going to be here every night.
Been here pretty much every night for 13 years.
Hard-hitting questions by the members of the media today in the Golden State Warriors Media Day. You've got to absolutely love the question. I mean, asking Draymond Green if people are worried about him. Hey, why don't you ask him a real question? You should ask him if Draymond's actually worried about the rumored Taylor Swift-Travis Kelce breakup. I am just saying. Look, at the end of the day, the media has a job to do. In this particular case, quite frankly, every once in a while it does happen. I know people have probably told you throughout your life there are no dumb questions. That is a flat out lie. Now, in terms of how Draymond Green actually handled his response, I thought it was sort of spot on. He did a good job in responding in a respectful way to a question. But the real question about this year's Golden State Warriors is really about their roster. At the end of the day, a roster that actually looks to start one Andrew Wiggins, who's almost always all the way down the backside of Career Mountain at this point, probably makes very little sense. I would assume that there will be some sort of major Golden State Warriors roster shakeup between now and the actual trading deadline. That is, if they don't want to waste any more of Steph Curry's and Draymond Green's time with a roster that, quite frankly, is best set up to get you into the play-in. That is the topic on the underrated today. I want to hear from you, North America. Go ahead and drop your comments in when you have a chance. Now, let's dive into the construction of this Golden State Warriors roster, a roster that has some new faces on it this year, which include DeAnthony Melton. Just ask the 76ers fans if they were concerned about Melton being shipped away via free agency to the Golden State Warriors. And then there's Kyle Anderson, the former Memphis Grizzly, Minnesota Timberwolf, sort of a point forward, kind of similar to a Draymond Green, minus some of the fight that Draymond Green has, though I do like Kyle Anderson a lot. And then there's the sharpshooting Buddy Hield, who quite frankly hasn't really amounted to what a lot of people thought he would amount to in the association. So maybe a little bit of time around Steph Curry will do Buddy Hield some good. At the end of the day, and I mentioned this a little earlier, I think this Warriors roster is actually going to be shaken up quite a bit between now and the All-Star break. What does that actually mean? What could go down for the Golden State Warriors? Now, there's been the Giannis, Lauri Markkanen, and my favorite rumor is the Jimmy Butler to the Golden State Warriors rumor. Can you imagine what the practices with Draymond Green and Jimmy Butler would actually be like? I am just saying, talk about two alpha males at practice at the same time. At the end of the day, this Warriors roster, if they are planning on doing anything other than trying to be a play-in team this particular year, they will need to make some sort of major roster move before it is too late. That is the reality. So when you're asking Draymond Green a question about whether or not he should be worried or whether or not people are actually worried about him, the truth is you should be asking Draymond Green if he's worried about the current roster construction. Now, of course, Draymond is not going to answer that question truthfully, because he's going to be a professional and he's going to support the organization that certainly has supported him throughout the years. But when you do look at the current roster construction, a major deal is absolutely going to be needed. Now, I don't think the Giannis thing is going to happen. I do not see the Golden State Warriors caving to a Danny Ainge hostage situation where they have to give up 3 or 4 first rounds, Kuminga, Moody, and a couple other players just to get the finisher into a Golden State Warriors jersey. It's really all about how much they would have to give up to bring in Lauri Markkanen, who I think would be an excellent addition to this Warriors roster. So when we think about where are they, is a Jimmy Butler move to the West Coast really a possibility? And what would the Golden State Warriors actually have to give up for that to happen? Now, over the weekend, we had the big Karl Anthony Towns trade for Julius Randle. And of course, the Warriors certainly could have been one of the teams involved in actually picking up Julius Randle if they wanted to. There was a for sale sign. Hello, my name is Julius Randle, for sale, by the New York Knicks on Julius Randle's shirt over the offseason. And the Warriors certainly knew that and certainly did not make a move. So unless it's a cash dump situation or short-term lease, I don't see the Golden State Warriors going after a player like a Julius Randle. Then there's the whole Jonathan Kuminga situation. Jonathan Kuminga might be a great player on another basketball team, but in Steve Kerr's offense, it is safe to say at this point that Jonathan Kuminga is a bit of a disappointment. So the Warriors certainly have a significant amount of pieces that they will be willing to move for the right player at the right time to go ahead and bring in to this team with Steph Curry and Draymond Green. Remember, there is a 36-month time clock on all of this. The Warriors, if they're going to do anything with Steph Curry and Draymond Green and give them at least a legitimate chance at another ring, some major moves are going to have to be made. What do you think those moves are going to be, North America? I want to hear from you. Go ahead and drop your comments in when you have a chance. Personally, I think a Jimmy Butler move to the Warriors would be very interesting, probably too costly for what you get back. I think a big man move like a Lauri Markkanen, of course, Giannis, if they could pull it off, would make a lot of sense as well. For the Underrated Pod, I am Dave DeBaugh, wishing you all a tremendous rest of your sports viewing day. To the cool new music we go.
This is Phoenix.